It's absolutely mobbed. Right, plan B. Another rest within about 10 minutes. We'll get there. Got all day. Feeling a bit queasy. It's a long time as well since I've done any major exercise, and then throwing a rucksack on. Gee whiz. The view from the tent is lovely, just the wind. It is gusting at 20 mile an hour at the moment. My mobile phone says that it should die down later on in a few hours, which I hope it does. There's nothing worse than camping in a disco tent when it's bouncing about. I really like to come out and just savour the moment, the views, and not be soaked, cold, or worrying that the tent's going to disintegrate all around me. Now, I am in the Hilleberg Soulo, so that should improve matters. I have also done some modifications to the guy out points at the corners. I've done the modification I have done with the hex peak I own, where I got the quick adjusters and cut a little slot with a hot knife into the adjuster, and then I've slipped on the loops at the corner, which then lets me use a little bit of cordage, and I can then adjust those pegs, because what you'll find is that because you've just got the loops, you might get 3 pegs in, but the 4th one you can't because there's a rock. So by doing this, I've added in the ability to adjust the position of where the pegs can go, just giving me a little bit more leeway when pitching the tent on bad ground. I really need to get my mat out as well. I've got the new Therm-a-Rest NeoAir, I think it is, forgot the model. It's one that's just out. I'd actually got it for camping in the winter, I just haven't had the chance this year. So I'm going to give it a go tonight. I'm interested to see how it compares to the Sea to Summits and the Big Agnes I have as well, the really thick ones. I do like to sleep on my side, so I'm wondering if the Therm-a-Rest is going to be thick enough. Jesus, wet. I'm going to go out in a minute and check the Guylines, make sure everything's okay. Another thing you'll have noticed from when I arrived is I bought an old Volvo V70 Estate. It really is a comfortable big barge. It's an automatic and it is really smooth. But I got it at a good price, knowing that it was needing a lot of things done to it. So I had to do a bit of work to the top end of the engine, new discs and pads, new engine mounts, timing belt, full service. Matter of fact, the list goes on. And that's something you don't see anymore, is people fixing their own cars. When I was brought up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, everybody done their own servicing. They'd change the spark plugs and distributor cap and oil changes. Matter of fact, when people done an oil change, They used to then, was it mix it with petrol? I can't remember what they mixed it with, but they ended up with creosote, and everybody would do their garden fences and their garages and huts and everything with this creosote, and you could smell it from miles away when anybody had done it. But yeah, everybody used to fix their own car. Well, this NeoAir XTherm NXT feels quite comfortable at the moment, and it's a wide version which was quite difficult to get hold of. It's also very, very expensive. Dear me, it's a Lilo, really, it's just a Lilo. And the cost of all this camping gear is just getting beyond the joke, to be honest, in my opinion. Now, we'll see how I get on with it tonight, but people do say you can feel the heat being reflected back, and I can't actually feel it on my side. It is quite impressive. I'm just hoping to see how it compares to my Sea-to Summit and the Big Agnes I have. Now, I did get this for the winter. I could have used my Big Agnes with a foam mat underneath. I wanted to get one to try it and just see what it's like, because lots of people rave about the XTherm. They do say it's quite noisy when you move about in it, to be like a crisp packet, but I don't know if they've changed the material. It doesn't sound any different to, again, my Sea-to Summit. So we'll see how we get on with it. Again, very expensive. It was like this tent as well. All the camping gear is just getting absolutely crazy, and to be honest, this is the second night I will have used the Hilleberg Soulo, and see how we get on with it tonight. Again, am I going to keep it? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm getting really fed up with tents. There is no perfect tent, and I do regret selling my Geomid. That's one of my big faux pas that should never have sold it. But my hex beat's good. The only thing I don't like about it is the inner. I wish I'd redesign it so it was easier to set up with the inner, and it had a T-zip, even like this, that opens right up. You don't have just a single dry zip to squeeze round the centre pole. But yes, do I recommend the Hilleberg Soulo? Under the current climate and everything that's going on in the world, I'm not sure. I would suggest you really think hard, very hard, on the cost of it, and if you're going to use it to its full potential. Now, I get out, well, I used to get out quite a lot, do a lot of camping on the mountains. It's probably overkill for even me, so I'm not sure if it's justifiable to anybody. Again, if it's going to be your only tent and you're going to use it all year, winter, summer, then maybe you've got a use case. Again, I'm getting to that point where, do I just keep this, be done with it, no more tents? I'm not sure, really not sure. But again, we'll see how we go on tonight, see how this mat does. Yeah, it's getting about time for something to eat. What have I got? I'm actually not sure what I have. What did I throw together? Because I put the rucksack together a few weeks ago. It never went out. Oh yep. Chicken korma with rice. Lovely. That'll be great. nice little spot out of the wind, and I think I'm going to have to get my gloves out and my down jacket in a little while. It's getting cold. Just checking the temperature, and we're down to 11.4 degrees C. I am absolutely freezing. I've put my down jacket on, gloves and hat. Yeah, just feeling the cold. I'm actually needing a new pair of gloves. These Montane Prism gloves have split the seam. I'd done that when I was on the West Highland Way winter walk there at Christmas. I need to get a new pair. But I think we shall head out in a minute and see what the sunset is like. See if it starts to show any signs of colour. Tripod is whistling now and again. I cut a section off the bottom to make it a bit lighter, and I didn't plug it, and now it's whistling like a wind chime. Anyway, yeah, Rannoch Moor behind. Matter of fact, if I swing round, you'll have the tent behind. There's a tent and the Black Mount where the sun has just dipped behind. But lovely views all the way round. I'm just curious if we'll get a bit of an Aurora tonight. Starting to get a bit of colour in the sky now. It's really nice. Just a little bit hazy to the north and northwest. We'll see if that's a no-show for an Aurora later. I'm not optimistic on seeing anything. I've not had any alerts on my apps on my phone. We'll just see what happens later. But I think in the meantime it's coffee time. Get another coffee on the go. I'm quite toasty at the moment actually. It's not that cold as soon as you put the down jacket on. It's just enough to take that chill off the wind. And I've been looking down over my shoulder because down by the road there's quite a lot of camper vans parked up for tonight. They'll be wondering what's going on later when they see the head torch flashing about. But anyway, coffee time, and yeah, let's see what happens with the sky here. It's 10 o'clock, it's about 6 degrees. There's some light gusts of 10 mile an hour coming through now and again, but quite a nice evening. Lovely sunset, some lovely colours, and I'm going to stay up a little bit longer and just see if I can spot any Aurora, maybe do a bit of astro, we'll see what happens. And we'll see how this NeoAir mat does during the night. I'll give you my opinion on it in the morning. We'll see how the tent does as well. I'm just not sure about this tent. I don't know what it is. I mean, yeah, should it stay or should it go? I really don't know. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the Hilleberg Soulo. But yeah, that's it. Stay up a bit longer and hit the hay, and I shall speak to you all in the morning. We'll see if we get a nice sunrise. So until then, folks, good night. Morning, folks. Till I get this glove on. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, I think, ish. 5:30, and the wind is back on. It woke me up about 3:30, and then I've kind of snoozed since then, and the temperature's right down now to, what are we at? Yeah, it's 2.7 degrees in the tent. Now I've had it open, but it's 1.1 degrees outside and really cold with the wind chill. Yeah, wowee. Now, the NeoAir mat, found it warm enough and comfortable enough. I'm actually don't have any sore spots. My hip's not sore and back is not sore, so it's fairly comfortable. The only thing I did notice about it is maybe it's because of the horizontal baffles. You do slide on it slightly. It's the first time in a long time I've had that issue of, you know, kind of sliding downwards on a mat if you're on a slope. You don't seem to get that, or I don't seem to get it with my Cetus Summit or the Big Agnes because of the pockets. It's like the pockets kind of keep you in place a bit better. But other than that, yeah, pretty good mat. I'll give it a go on a couple more trips and see how I get on with it, because it's certainly a lot lighter to carry than my Big Agnes and Cetus Summit. But yeah, what a night. Yeah, even with the wind, got to sleep really quick. I've just had a peek out, and yeah, lovely sunrise there, beautiful colours across Rannoch Moor. So that's it. I'm going to have to get this stuff all packed up. God, this is the worst bit, getting up in a cold morning. Home time. That was great. I really needed that. Yeah, just a breakaway for a day. Yeah, it'd be nice just to spend the summer doing a lot more of this. I have missed it. So that's it for this one. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog. And as always, until the next time folks, take care.